But I think you could be, this is from a woman's point of view to men, you could be missing out from a really great woman just because you put these restrictions on ages.
5 years old. What could you possibly offer a man at 55 years old? A man of value. Let's get that right. A man of value. We're not just talking about any old man. No. We're talking about men of value. So here we go. Now she's shaming men. Well, you could be missing out on a good woman. Really? Really? At 55 years old, I think I'm pretty confident in saying that when she was in her late teens, early 20s, she probably dated older men as well.
You know, it's popping out babies. It might be, you might find the woman, the love of your life they could be any age. You don't have to be popping babies out, but you could miss out for amazing long, lifelong partner.
Oh my God, this is absolutely ridiculous. Now, listen, guys, listen, I'm a little different. That doesn't make me special. I have never wanted kids. I have never, ever wanted kids. Devin, if you would, Devin, come on up and get Chester. He's starting to get restless. I'd appreciate that. But I've never wanted children. I have never, ever wanted children. Right? I don't know what the reason is. It's just I've never wanted children. That's one of the many reasons that I'm with Devin now. I don't want kids. Never have, never will. My legacy is what I'm doing right now. Wanting to have children and a legacy, there you go, buddy. Happy birthday. Wanting to have children and a legacy is almost, as far as I'm concerned, is almost directly correlated with living on. Oops. Oh boy. Sorry, Joker. Is really having something that represents you that lives on past your natural life, right? How will you be remembered? Well, most people will be remembered, family, friends, etc. Right? Well, whether I have children or not, and I'm never, ever going to have children. Let's get that right. Long after I'm gone, people will still remember who I was. That is my legacy. And the fact that I've started this whole podcasting thing and influencer thing, that has strengthened my resolve to not have children. Man, don't you want to have kids of your own? No, I do not want to have kids. I do not want children. Never have, never will. That being said, most men are not wired that way. Most men have the inherent biological desire to pass on their genes. So she can talk all she wants to about, well, maybe you can meet a 55-year-old woman and have a lifelong blah, 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 blah. Okay, listen, is that possible? Absolutely. Is it likely? Nope. See, women base their reality on possibilities rather than probabilities. That's the kind of bitch babble we've got going on here.
Restrictions, that's just my personal point of view.
But you kind of contradicted yourself because you said age is irrelevant, but then you said you wouldn't go under 25.
Uh-oh. Got her.
Like what's wrong with the 24-year-old that's
gotcha, bitch. Yes, sir.
Got his stuff together?
Okay, yeah, I said 25, but yeah, if it's a 24-year-old, but I'm not going to go really low because that's not relevant for me, and I know I'm not saying how old I am, but yes, I understand.
Sweetie, we all look, check this out. I'm not saying how old. She thinks she's being clever and coy. Sweetheart, nobody here thinks you're under the age of 55, so let's just drop the charade here.
Apologise for if you felt I contradicted myself, but yeah, there is a limit, but an upper limit, you could be missing out on a great man or a great woman.
I agree.
Would you date a guy that was 90?
Yeah, you're missing out on a great opportunity.
There it is. Gotcha, bitch. There it is. Okay, would you date a guy that was 90? Ugh. Look at her face now. Yeah, see, it's all fun and games until you're the one. Dating somebody, 40 years your senior.
teaching is like this?
Yeah, like you said.
Yes, the answer is no.
110.
Thank
It could
you.
be 110, treats me well, just wants to take me out to dinner and have some company.
Not the cap.
Buy me nice things.
Oh, isn't that cute? She wants a 110-year-old. She wants a 110-year-old sugar daddy. She wants a 110-year-old simp sugar daddy. Well, if a man was 110 years old and could afford to take you to dinner every night and buy you gifts, he would probably do it for a woman substantially younger than you. Let's just call a spade, guys.
But you still have to be respectful.
Yeah,
You still have to be respectful. This woman is 55 years old and single, still making demands. You can't make this shit up, man.
I agree with you to a certain extent, given I think ultimately it comes down to your intention. So if your intention is to actually have a family, I think there's a biological clock that we can't necessarily overlook. And you may say that there's also, there are options, adoption and so forth, but not every man may necessarily want to take that route. So my response was from the fact of my version of a
Oh, I like how old boy's got the Purple Rain shirt on. Shout out to him.
commitment where I am in my life. I need to be with a woman that I can have a family with. And with my age currently speaking, the higher up I go, I guess if I want more than one child or so forth, that kind of has to be accelerated. And as a man, you've got to kind of plan these things out, but the planning also takes time. So, there's a point when I'm sure it's different for different women, but from what I've learned in school, there's a point when women can't.
Bless these guys. These guys are scared. These guys, and again, these guys are scared to really say what they mean because they're outnumbered with women. The women outnumber them. They're afraid that the women are going to jump down their throat. I guess it happens.
Provide families. So
Oops. Scotty B with the $10 super chat says, F the haters. Absolutely. Agree 100%. Alvin Sam with the $2 super chat says, plenty of fish in the sea. What makes her special? Trick question. Let's continue.
No, I understand that. And I have a very calm point of view when it comes to children. I'm not going to go there now. I am a support person to my best friend who's a foster carer, and I've seen the value of fostering and adoption. There are thousands of children in this country
This is so funny.
who would
This is so funny. This woman is really, really trying to sell herself. I'm 55, at least. Can't have any children, but you can still meet a woman in her advanced years and share a lifelong friendship or lifelong companionship. And if you want kids, don't sweat it. We can just go adopt kids. We can just go to the foster system.
benefit from having an amazing, loving home. And when you look at things differently, this is just my personal point of view, and it's no attack on anyone here, but when you look at the children that don't actually have a home, and you've got everyone popping out these babies, I get it. People say, "Oh, I want blood. It has to be my blood, my child."
Yes, sweetheart. That's kind of important. When a man wants a legacy, he wants his children to belong to him. What she is attempting to do is she is attempting to minimize a man's biological desire to pass on his genes. This is crazy talk. Well, listen, I know you want to pass on your genes and all. I know biologically that's what you want to do, but if you want to wipe up my wrinkled ass, we can adopt kids.
Oh, hell no.
Ridiculous.
But
Devin, if you would, Devin, bring me the second set of Beats by Dre headphones. They're in Studio C. They're in the new Studio C. If you would bring those up for me, I'd appreciate it.
if you actually look into it, whether it's adoption or fostering's different for a short time, but adoption, it doesn't matter whether it's blood or not.
The problem is there's a lot
insane.
of problems that come with adoption. Like there's a lot of issues. Like if you don't get the kid before the age of 3, like it's fully developed, and any issues that it had before the age of 3, a lot of times you can't stop.
Nope.
And I'm not like against adoption, but I just think sometimes it can. A lot of people aren't aware of how hard it is when they go into it. And this is as someone, like I have 3 adopted siblings,
Yes.
No, I totally understand that. And I have friends who adopted children as well. But also it depends on the type of person you are, what parent you will be.
What does any of this, again, let me just go back to the original question. What does any of this have to do with dating older women? The reason why she's bringing this up, the reason why we are even talking about this, is because she is at least 55 years old and can't have children. What she is trying to do is she's trying to indirectly insinuate that she has every bit as much value as the 25-year-old with the blonde hair sitting right next to Donalva, who is looking like,
really, nigga?
that she is as a viable option as she is. No, you're not. She's going all into the, there's benefits to adoption and this and that and a third. No. Oh, hell no. No, sir. No, sir. Secondhand Truth says she's wearing Depends right now. She probably is.